This is a Fox News alert. American-made Stinger missiles now potentially in the hands of Sunni insurgents who are stopping at nothing to take over Iraq. Extreme militants now seizing control of major cities as the violence escalates. The unfolding situation putting many people here in the United States on edge, and the entire region is very unstable at this hour. Joining us now live from Jerusalem with the very latest Fox News correspondent, Connor Powell. Connor?
Well, Greta, insurgents in Iraq continue to make dangerous gains. The Pentagon telling Fox News tonight that the insurgents likely have their hands on American-made Stinger missiles and most likely got them while overrunning Iraqi bases the past few days. And despite some resistance from the Iraqi military, insurgents have taken over another major city. Sunni fighters of the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria already control Mosul, Fallujah, and Tikrit. Now they control the city of Tal Afar, and they are rapidly moving closer to Baghdad. Already there are reports of people fleeing the capital and stockpiling goods. The White House may be weighing its military options, but they are taking no chances on the ground. The Pentagon sending more than 100 U.S. Marines to Baghdad to help reinforce the American embassy there. Washington pulling out dozens of diplomats from the country as well. The goal of these ISIS fighters is a unified Sunni Islamic State across Iraq and Syria. And new images show just how far they're willing to go. Pictures and videos posted by the militants today show mass fighters murdering hundreds of people. There are reports of mass killings, beheadings, and summary executions. Iraq is dividing, Greta, along religious and ethnic lines, and it is rapidly deteriorating. Any U.S. intervention there may come way too late for that country.
Connor, thank you. Major General Bob Scale joins us. Nice to see you, sir.
Hi, Greta.
We've been talking about this since before 2003.
Exactly.
All right. I want to go first this question about these Stinger missiles. They're ours.
Right.
We made them.
Right.
So we left them behind.
We did.
Why?
Because we gave them to the Iraqis for reasons unknown as their primary source of air defense, because they don't have big missiles that require a great deal of technology. These are shoulder-fired tubes. They're good up to an altitude of about 5,000 feet. What's interesting about the Stinger is it has the technology built in to counter things like chaff and flares. In other words, they're very, very effective, even against countermeasures, and so they would be deadly even against Western aircraft. That,
all right, so it's a passenger airplane?
Oh my gosh, it would shoot down a passenger airplane, but it might also threaten American fighter aircraft if they try to provide close air support.
Now, easy to operate, aren't they?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's you just hit a few switches, you take a lead on the aircraft. It takes maybe 2 or 3 hours worth of training. Pull the trigger, and when you hear a growling noise in your ear, the missile goes, and it basically flies itself into the target.
Do you have a wild guess on how many we could have left behind?
Nobody knows for sure. I don't think it's many. But
what's many to you? What's many to you?
Well, I'd say it wouldn't be more than 100, but the point is, it only takes one to shoot down an airliner, and it only takes one to create an American POW, which, as we've learned in recent times, is not a good idea.
What's the American military tonight thinking about? I mean, if you can collectively describe the military.
Two things. One is a non-combatant evacuation operation, NEO operation. How to get Americans out of Baghdad if they have to do it on short notice. Second is to provide some sort of critical support. Anti-tank missiles, ammunition, communications gear, some intelligence help, perhaps some drones, and maybe as a last resort, close air support.
Can you use drones if two things? One is if you've sort of got scattered insurgents, they're all over the place, where are you going to fire at the first thing? And secondly, can you use drones without boots on the ground to tell you what to hit? No and no. Well, then what good are drones to us? I don't think it's a good option, and I'm not too sure the Pentagon's serious about it, because here's the deal. What happens is the ISIS is a guerrilla group, so as soon as they take these cities, they disappear into the cities. They become almost impossible to target because you can't separate the insurgents from the civil population. So, in my opinion, it's a losing proposition. So, what are our options? Support the Iraqi government, give them some advice on how to defend Baghdad. And with Iran? I hope not. I don't. Well, the Iran's already given them advice. Apparently, some Iranian leaders were significant leaders in the Revolutionary Guard were there last week. Nope, we got to do it on our own. And in my opinion, frankly, I don't think Baghdad's going to fall. You don't? Nope. All right. Well, you heard it here. I hope you are right, General. You're right about everything else. So anyway, nice to see you, sir.